guys, thanks for joining me today on my channel. I really appreciate it. I hope you're doing great. First off, let me say I'm sorry for the rippling curtain in the background. I have a fan going in here because it is really warm today, and I have my studio lights on, and this girl cannot hang. I would absolutely pass out, so please forgive me for that. But let's get started on what this video is, which is I got some items from the Dose of Colors collab with Katy and Desi, and so I want to show you them, and I want to show you how I got this eye. So if you're interested, keep on watching. Okay, first off, let me say who Desi and Katy are. So I'm going to put a picture right here of them. They're two famous YouTubers. I love them both. I really do. They are best friends. I follow them on Snapchat. I crack up at them, and I just find them really refreshing. They don't take themselves too serious. And I really just think they're really humble. Even though they have quite a bit of success, I really get the feeling like they are just humble, and they're just really genuine people. I feel they are anyways. They did a collab with Dose of Colors. If you've watched any of my videos in my makeup collection, you'll see that I'm a big fan of Dose of Colors, especially their lip products. So I wanted to show you what I got. Now, I will start off by saying it was a struggle because when I found out what these were putting out for us, I wanted everything. And then I had to talk myself off the ledge, and I had to decide, and that was so hard for me. I kept saying, yep, this is what I'm going to get. Next day, no, I think I'm not going to get that. Now I'm going to get this. And then, no, I'm going to get this. So on and so forth. So I purchased everything but the two lipsticks. They put out two lipsticks. I'll put a picture of it here. They're nude shades, and even though I think they're absolutely amazing, they look great, I just had to say, how many more nude shades do you possibly need? So I did not get those. And the other thing I didn't get is they put out two highlighters, and once again, why do I need two? I don't. So I had to choose one, and I went back and forth. I want Fuego. No, I want Medime. Then I want Fuego, and so finally I ended up with Medime. We can only hope that, you know, I'm saying that correctly, but forgive me if I'm not. Let's get started on what I purchased. First off, if you've followed these girls at all, they're majorly into nudes. They like all nudes, nude nail polish, nude lipstick, you know, they're just kind of nudie vibe kind of girls. And so all their packaging is absolutely beautiful. It's kind of like a net kind of texture to it. It's really cool looking. Anyhow, it says Dose of Colors, and this is their quad. Cover that up, and there's the 4 shades. What's so cute about these is they named them after their dogs. They both have 2 dogs, and so they named this after their dogs, which is adorable because I love my dog. Picture inserted. And if I could make eyeshadow, you better believe I'd make one with the name of my girl. First off, they wanted to do a pop of color. A pop, like a accent kind of color, if you will. They did not want to do your everyday shades. They feel like I do, which is we all, if you're makeup lovers, you have a lot of crease shades, transition shades, brow bone highlights, and sometimes you just want a new pop, you know, to make that look a little different than it does every other day. So that's what they did. They made these just kind of like a pop shade, and I really like it. Obviously it's not a palette that you would be able to take with you traveling by itself, because you're going to need those other colors, but it's small enough that you could bring it just to add that little, you know, bling there to your eye look. So, and that's what I have done today with it. I used the color Sue's in the inner corner, and I used the color Harpoon on my lid. So I really liked it. All of these shades, they recommend being used with your finger, and 2 of them are wet formulas. They have all that information on their piece of paper, so you got to kind of pay attention to that for its best outcome. So let me go ahead and swatch these for you. So Sue's is the first shade, so let's put this right here, and that is Sue's. That's what I have on my inner. Next, we have the shade Noli. This one is not a wet one. That's Noli. Next is Turboson, and that one is also not a wet one. Very pretty. This one has like a brown slash gray almost tone to it. It's a very cool color. And last is the shade Harpoon, which is the one I have on. It's very pretty, like an olive tone. So those are the 4 shadows. The quad, they call that the girls, which they're referring to their dogs, which is very cute. Next is the highlighters. I got Miname. I don't know. I'm horrible with Spanish. I'm so sorry. Anyhow, oops. That is the highlighter. It's what I have on. I will show you it. Beautiful highlighter. And next I purchased 3 lip products. The first one is what I'm wearing today. It is the shade, it's a liquid lipstick in the shade Hot Fire. What I'm wearing today, which it's like a fire red with the orange to it. Also, another liquid lipstick I bought was this shade Sauvage, which comes like this. Everything's in the nude packaging. So beautiful. This is like an ox blood, which I cannot wait to wear more in the fall and winter. I love colors like that. And last but not least, they did a lip gloss slash lip topper. It is a gloss and it has a whole bunch of gold reflex in it, and it is beautiful. And this is called Over the Top. Let me show this to you. So pretty. I've already worn this over just a regular nude lipstick that I have, and it looked beautiful over it. I don't know how much you'll be able to see in here. So that is what I bought from the Dose of Colors Desi and Katy collab. And now let's get started on the tutorial of how I got this eye look. Okay, so now we want to make this eye look like this eye, and it's actually not that hard. Okay, so I've already done my eyebrows and I already have a base on that I've set, and now we're going to begin. So because the product I'm using does not have transition shades and it just has like accent colors, I went ahead and used my Jaclyn Hill palette. And I will write down in the screen the colors I'm using because the screen is set so close that you can't tell what I'm using. So I'm going to go ahead. I just want you to see how I do it. And like I said, you'll see the name of the colors. So I just take up a little bit of the brow bone highlight and I'm just placing it underneath the brow bone. And I like to go right from where it gets thin to the end. Okay, so you just put that little bit of highlight on your eye. All right, now I'm going to take a fluffy brush and I'm going to take a transition shade, and I'm not going to be precise at all with this. I just want to put it between my crease and where that brow bone is. So I'm just putting a wash of color on my eye as like a base, the first shade, that kind of idea. Okay, now I'm going to take the same brush. Now that I'm going darker, I can do that with that brush. Now if I was going to go lighter, obviously you wouldn't do that. So I'm going to take a little bit warmer of a shade, and I'm going to put that more in the crease, just to give it a little bit of warmth. Now I'm going to take a little bit more defined brush, and I'm going to go in with a little bit darker shade, and I'm going to place this pretty much like this half of the eye in the crease, and then kind of swirl it around down here. So I'm not going to go in. Okay, now I'm going to take the darker shade with that same brush, like the same theory applies. If it's lighter, then you could go to darker with it. And I'm going to keep it right on the outside again. When you use a lighter shade and you move to darker, that's how you get that nice gradient. If you went right in with dark, it would be really hard to blend it out, and you would have a lot more work doing that. Okay, I'll probably put a little bit more once I put my lid on there, but that's a good base. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and use the Dose of Colors quad that I showed you, and this is what it looks like. Again, it's beautiful. And I am going to use the shade Harpoon. This one requires wet, and a little bit of wet actually, and it also, they suggest it with your finger. I'm going to use it with my wet finger. And then I take that brush just on the edge, just to make sure I've dispersed it enough. Such a unique shade, absolutely beautiful. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a small pencil brush and go in with a little bit wet, because I'm going to use the shade Sue's, which is right here, which requires wet as well. Now normally, like they said, they like it to be with your finger, but I'm just doing it on the inner part, and it's really hard to get your finger. So it worked fine to do the brush just on this part. So I'm just taking that and running it on the inner lower edge. And then if you open up your eyes real wide, I'm running it right on the edge of the inside and a little bit on my tear duct, like so. Okay? Now I'm going to go back in with that one brush that I had for the darker shade, and I'm going to take just a pinch of the darker shade again, and I'm just going to go over that area one more time to make sure everyone's where they need to be. And that is the look. Now I'm going to do tight line my upper line, lower line, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now I'm going to put on some mascara and my lashes, and I'll be right back. Okay, now we're going to work on the lower lash line, and I make that fairly simple. And what I do is I take a pencil brush and I take the darker shade, which most people do it the opposite, but I don't have time for that. So I take the darker shade and I run it right along my lower lash line. Okay, a little bit more because I was a little janky with that one. Then I take a bigger one and I take a little bit lighter of a shade and go over that. I go over that for blending. And that is all I do for the lower lash line. And then of course, bottom mascara, and I'll be right back. Now, like I mentioned, I had quite a struggle trying to decide which one to get. And I went with Minime, and I don't know why. I was like almost any, meeny, miny, mo with it. I think I was trying to pick one that maybe would go better with my skin, slash, I don't know. I didn't have a theory really. So let me grab the brush that I like to use. I'm using a fan brush, and I'm just going to put a little bit of that. Very pretty on my cheeks. So pretty. Now see, this is where I go crazy. I start dusting it just everywhere I could possibly dust it. And there you go. Walk away from the product. I think it looks beautiful. And there you go, guys. This is my Dose of Colors haul. I hope you enjoyed it. Please, please, please subscribe to me. I would so appreciate it. It doesn't cost you anything. You just click the button, and that helps to notify you of future videos that I make. I'm uploading once a week, and I would love to hear from you if you were getting any of these items, what you got, and let me know what you think. And until next time, I love you guys. See you in my next video. Bye, guys.